Okay, so since that now you understand the importance of significant figures, now it is time to work some problems so that you can know how do we reduce the values to the required significant figures. For example, this is a one significant figure value, and this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 significant figure value. And in your O-level mathematics, you are not required to use a 6 significant figure value. You're instead required to use a 1 significant figure value because you're not interested in the calculation and mathematics. You're just only interested in the concept of how to use this formula or how your weight is actually being calculated. So you're interested in the concept. You're not interested in the calculation. So you're using a 1 significant figure value. However, if you are supposed to be, interested in the exact weight that you want to have for yourself, then you would actually be using a greater significant figure value because you're interested in the significance of the result that you're trying to calculate, right? So let's actually get into this. Uh, Basically, the rules are very simple. The number of digits that you can count are always the number of significant figure values, right? So like in this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 digits total. You don't care about the decimal point, so in that case, it would be just 6 significant figure value. For example, the number 007, right? It is actually one significant figure because no matter how many zeros you put behind a number, you can just put a 100,000 zeros before 7. It is still not going to change the value of that, so it is still going to be 7. So it would just be a one significant figure value. So the zeros that come behind any number are not significant at all. So this is the first rule that you need to learn. Second rule is that if you, for example, write 7.0, and if you, for example, write 7.00, right? Although the value of these two numbers is same, but the significance of these two numbers is different. This is a two significant figure number, and this is a three significant figure, right? So how can we tell the significance of a number just by looking at it? And since we know that the value of those numbers are the values are exactly same, it is because if you say somebody that, yeah, the weight of this thing is, or the mass of the thing is 7.0 grams, that means he would know that you calculated it to a certain significance. You actually calculated it to, uh, you're actually not paying, much care to the very exact value of it. You just calculated it up to one significant figure. However, if you say the value of something is 7.00, he would be assured that, oh, it is exactly 7.00, and he would not be having any doubts that you actually rounded this off to some other value. For example, if I say the value of this thing is 7 grams, and the person hearing this would say, oh, maybe it would have been 7.1 or 7.01, uh, and you just rounded it off to 7 grams. He would have doubts about it. He would not be actually sure about the significance of this value that you told him. But if you just tell him that, oh, the value of this thing is 7 point some 6 gram, he would definitely be sure that it is exactly pinpoint 7. You did not round it off from 7.1 or 7.01, right? So the zeros that come after a decimal point may or may not be significant, depends upon the value or the context that you are using that value in, right? For example, the value of G was 9.80065, and then you just rounded it off to 10, all right? So it only has one significant figure because you could have just rounded this off to 9.8 as well. In that case, it would have been two significant figure. If you just further rounded it off to 10, that means you rounded it off to one significant figure value. I'm sorry I have trouble saying this, but I hope you get it. The fact that we are not counting this zero as significant this time, because then if you count this zero as significant as a figure as well, then it would have been a two significant figure value, which is exactly what 9.8 is, right? So if we wanted to round it off to a two significant figure value, we would have rounded it off to 9.8. But since we rounded it off further to a nearest tens, which is one significant, which is, of course, two-digit number, but uh, the zero this time will not be considered as significant. Why? Because otherwise we would say that 9.8 could have been a good guess for a two significant figure value. So we know the context. We are rounding this value off to this. That means this 0 will not be considered as significant anymore, right? So I hope you're getting what I'm trying to say here, that you always need to know context of anything, especially if the value contains zeros at the end. The zeros at the beginning never significant, zeros at the end depends, may or may not be. Otherwise, every other digit will be counted as significant. Zeros coming in between values, of course, have value and they will be considered as significant. So I hope you learn the rules that I'm trying to explain here.